it's been painted the way that, oh, football, and all the other sports get a free pass.
Well, football has no one else to blame but themselves, Huey. I mean, and Bart, because they tried to hide it.
Yeah, they tried to hide it, but it also what information?
They tried to discredit the doctors that were doing the investigation. Yeah, we're doing the research.
But what I'm saying is, what information has come out from soccer? Was soccer completely transparent? Was they completely transparent?
Well, I don't know the history.
That's what I'm saying.
Soccer.
That's what I'm saying, because people aren't bringing that to light. But I'm sure.
I get that, but aren't we playing a game of three-card monte here? Aren't we trying to find the queen? I mean,
how old are you? I've never played. I don't know. You have to explain three-card monte.
You know what I'm talking about. Here's the deal. But Bart, it's all a matter of deflecting. You want to talk about soccer? I'm not telling you that there's no risk in soccer. I do know there's risk in football. I do know that repeated concussions, repeated brain trauma potentially leads to CTE, a bad way of life or quality of life later on in my life, potentially early death. That is all potentially that is on the table. There is inherent risk. Now, you might say, well, it's not the only sport. Skiing might be a sport. Well, soccer might be a sport. Well, hockey might be a sport. You're exactly right. They all might be. But football, it's there as well.
I don't hear people telling their kids not to be MMA fighters. I don't hear people. I feel like football bears all the brunt of CTE when we know that fighters in UFC, we talk about boxing.
You know an 8-year-old that's training to be a UFC fighter?
I mean, I see all these UFC gyms popping up all the places. These guys are fighting each other.
That is for me trying to get myself in shape, trying to act like a tough guy. I mean, do you see 8-year-olds going out there trying to train to be a UFC fighter? 9-year-olds, 10-year-olds, 11-year-olds. Is there Pee-wee UFC leagues? There's not.
It's a boxing gym right down the street from me in Dover, where guys are training to be boxers. Where youth boxing. You talk about the Golden Gloves. Talk about the Olympics. These are all young fighters. I'm assuming that they don't just start when they get 15, 16 years old.
Right, but correct me if I'm wrong. They're wearing headgear, number one. The gloves, they're not.
What's a helmet? Isn't a helmet headgear?
But that's been
a
proven.
Plastic helmet opposed to that. You can't. You think that you're not getting CT, you're not getting knocked out. Have you watched some of the sparring matches?
I'm not telling you that boxing is
But you don't hear. But you don't hear about it.
No, you've seen the athletes already leave the sport of boxing. The heavyweight division's a disaster.